What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Bike of the Week. For anybody new to the channel, Bike of the Week is where we take a subscriber ride. So we have one of your quads or bikes, we put it in the spotlight, take a look at the build, if there's a story behind it, and just kind of check it out. And then at the end of the video, I will give my deep, detailed analysis. And if I would do anything differently on the build, I'll let you guys know about that as well. So before I hop into this Banshee build, make sure to give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this content, and definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting that notification bell if you're enjoying these videos. So today's Bike of the Week was sent in by Ryan Anderson. He's from Windsor, Canada. So he's outside of the States, and we've got a couple of Banshees right here. So it's really gonna be focused on one Banshee, but he and his pop kind of worked together to build this thing, and he was really inspired by his pop. And then his father's got a Banshee as well. They're both beautiful Banshees, but basically most of the content today is going to be based around Ryan's build. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of skim through here what Ryan sent me. Hey Michael, it's Ryan Anderson from Canada. I've been watching you for some time and have sent you a number of messages through Instagram talking about my Banshee build. What really inspired me was your 421 Banshee and 250R builds. Years ago, my dad bought a 2003 Banshee brand new and proceeded to build it into a Trinity Cub Cheetah. But soon after had to sell it, as he had me and my sister to contend with. We were really young at the time, LOL. So much for memory lane, back to today. And I think I have a picture of his pop's original 03 Banshee right here. So I guess he bought this brand new off the showroom floor, and it looks like he did a damn good job building this thing. It's got those old school skin graphics. All the hardcore Banshee guys probably know exactly what kind of graphics these are. If you can find these new old stock, dude, they go for like $400 or $500, man. You just can't get them anywhere. People love these graphics. And it looks like he's got, I think those are Trinity pipes on there. It's kind of difficult to see, but I think they're Trinity pipes. And this is a Cheetah Cub, so it's a 421. I think it was probably a beast. It looks like a beautiful build. So moving on, he says, I was 18 years old and my dad and I decided to each do a Banshee build. Living in Canada, the options for Banshees are limited and the prices are a little high for my liking. My dad works in Michigan, so our prospective market just became a whole lot bigger and the price is a lot more attractive. After spending a lot of time watching the ads and looking at Banshees in a variety of conditions, we finally settled on a couple. I found my Banshee in downtown Detroit, and my dad found his in Adrian, Michigan. When we went to look at mine, it was in the yard with razor wire around it and a fence, and the guy would open the gate and let us in immediately, and immediately close it so nothing got stolen. Nice area, JK. Dude, I've picked up quads in areas like that. It's crazy. Like, people have like a compound. But hey, man, you don't want your shit getting stolen, so. The bike was rough, had been stored for 14 years and run hard prior to being put away. It would start, but the clutch was seized and wouldn't release. After some negotiations, we picked it up for $2,200 with a title and a box of spare parts that included a new clutch. Imagine that, LOL. Polished stator cover, bark busters, original tires and rims, along with a set of paddle tires, new chain, and sprockets. $2,200 is not bad, man, even if it's whooped. At least in today's market. All right, so here are some pictures of the Banshee as he picked it up. I think this is literally like the day he brought it home on the trailer. And this is a classic looking Banshee, man. It's a 96, I believe. And it just looks classic, dude. This looks like a 90s Banshee, straight out of the 90s. It's got some old school scat tracks on there. I guess not old school. I mean, they still make scat tracks pretty much the same way. It's got the Duncan Fat Boy, I think it was called. The Paul Turner pipes. Paul Turner pipes, man. Those are most unique looking Banshee pipe you can get. Very identifiable. And I'm not sure what kind of front tires those are. Just looks so classic, dude, with the flames on the seat and the colors and everything. The old school Dora Blue sticker on there. Straight up FMF exhaust, man. The sagging plastics, dude. This just has like classic Banshee all over it, man. When I would look at Craigslist, look for a Banshee, like this is what I remember seeing, man. He's got even the original wheels and tires, it looks like. And he does have a video of it here. All right, so I mean, it sounds like it actually ran okay, but I mean, idling and revving is one thing, but actually having power is another. And I don't know if he did a little bit of work to get it to that state. Okay, so he says, once I got the bike through customs, retitled it, and home, the teardown began. Every step of the process proved more problematic than the last. The engine was full of sand, bushings and bearings were seized, and the frame was bent so much that I couldn't get the gas tank out. Jeez, man, this thing was definitely rolled. My heart sunk, and I thought I would never get this thing running or looking like a Banshee, the Banshee that I had pictured in my mind. My dad knows Banshees like the back of his hand and told me we can fix just about anything. I wasn't sure if it was a project from hell and just spent all my money on a big paperweight or if it could be salvaged. That's awesome, dude, to have a pop that can help you out. That's really how I learned most of what I know, how I got into motors and rebuilding things. Is my dad would, any question I had, I would just ask my pop, and he could usually answer the question. And even to this day, I'm still asking my pop questions, and it's just unbelievable, the wealth of knowledge. And it sounds like Ryan kind of has a relationship with his pop similar to mine. All right, so first we had to use a hydraulic ram to straighten the frame and do a little welding and grinding to get things straight again. Then we removed the extra brackets that would not be needed, and then the frame was sent out for powder coating. So he probably took like all tabs and stuff off of it. I did the same thing with my Banshee. So here are pictures of the breakdown. See, pretty much just got the plastics off there. Shot of the back. I'm looking up here. It looks like, I guess he probably, I don't know if he had to rip the gas tank out to get it out, or just pry it out, or maybe they had to cut it up. I don't know. He didn't mention that. Tearing it down here. Let me spin this one. There we go. Here is the frame all bare. And there's that hydraulic ram. So I guess this forward brace here, this bar up here was bent. I'm going to guess this thing was front rolled or something. Definitely some kind of impact on the front of that frame. And it was, I guess, pushed back and you couldn't get the tank out. Pretty good idea here, though. They got it pressed up against the rear shock mount, a really strong area on the frame that's going to be stronger than up here. And I guess they separated that. And you can see the crack in the gusset right here. No problem. Here it is, all repaired. You can see they welded it, filed it down. Once that's powder coated, probably never even know. So here's the frame back from powder coat, looking clean, man. Nice black powder coat. Man, that looks good. So next, the engine was stripped down, bearings replaced, everything was inspected, anything worn was replaced, and the parts that were not going to be used were sold to create cash for new upgraded parts. I was able to get a sweet deal on new yellow plastics to complement the black frame. We ended up buying a sandblaster to refurbish items like the brake calipers, engine cases, master cylinders, and any nut or bolt that was being reused. We spent a lot of time making sure everything worked and moved like it was designed to. So here's a shot of the motor. I believe this is before it was torn down. Oh yeah, definitely. You can see, look at those grimy, dirty, dingy cases. You can see we had some chain slap. It looks like the case is busted away. And then that's a notorious spot on Banshees. Got the trans back there, the crank. Some kind of YZ in the background. More teardown pick. Oh, I think this is... I'm not sure if this is going back together, but it looks like the cover was redone. Painted the water pump cover. Okay, so here now it's actually... We're making forward progress. You can see the cases are coated. It's got a Chariot clutch basket in there. Same basket that I have on my Banshee. And there is the billet stator cover. He's got the dual carb setup on there. The good old boost bottle, man. One of those little billet kickers. And here's a video after he coated the cases. It looks like some... a metal flake black of some sort. They did a good job though. I don't see any overspray inside the cases or anything. If you guys are wondering what these numbers are on the cases, that's actually in the service manual for the tightening sequence of the case bolts. All right, so we're moving on to some new parts here. We added wider A-arms from Alba Racing, a 4-inch longer swing arm, Tusk adjustable axle to help widen the stance, and the old Paul Turner pipes were replaced with a set of Toomey T5s. I eventually replaced the old PJ 35mm carbs with PWK 35mm air striker, with a 35mm air striker with a 2-into-1 intake system. I have pictures of all that stuff, along with a V-Force 4 reeds. The cylinders were already ported and head cut by Stony Creek. So there was plenty of power untapped. Everything on the Banshee has been rebuilt or replaced. For Christmas and birthdays, I always get parts to upgrade my Banshee. Those are the best gifts, man. This has turned into a work in progress. I'm not sure if I will ever be done upgrading. Most recently, I replaced the chain whack cases with a perfect set that I got from my dad's Banshee. I guess that's what happened. That's why the pictures were kind of going back and forth between not coated and coated. That was I guess his old cases, and then he replaced them with his pop's old cases. As he bought 2 new sets for his Banshee build, one for a stock motor and the other one for a 421 Cheetah. He loves his speed. I have included a few photos of my dad's Banshee done in Illusion Blueberry. His is very similar to mine, but in blue, and he is running stock cylinders and carbs and an old school FMF pipes. We completed our builds just in time to take them to the lake this past winter, taking just over 15 months to complete. My dad and I enjoyed our Banshee build so much that we are looking for another Banshee or a 250R build, either a Dooner or a complete stock unit. The upgrading never ends. My dad has ordered Elka suspension for his, and I am saving for a set of Lectron carbs for mine. The race will go on. Then it will get a 392 Cheetah for me. It's all about the power. Keep up the good work, and I can't wait for your next build. Please consider my bike for Bike of the Week, eh? Ryan Henderson, Windsor, Canada. Really nice letter there, and it's pretty... I just love that he and his pop worked on this stuff together. So now we can kind of go through the progression here, and I'll show you guys how these things turned out. And man, he does an excellent job. So here's all the parts, man. Super exciting. I love getting new parts, especially when they're all laid out, especially when they're brand new. I mean, it's always fun getting new parts, even if they're used, but when they're brand new, it's just so cool, man. Or when they come back from powder coat, it really just such a privilege to put stuff together that's like this clean. Looks like he's got his hubs powder coated. And here is some of the sandblasting that he did. So he got a small sandblaster, and he's been cleaning up the parts and stuff. This is what I need to do, man. Seriously, look at the old caliper versus the new. It just literally looks brand new. There's the Toomey pipes. And now we'll get moving with the assembly here. It's got those Alba Plus 2s. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys use Albas. My buddy Stupid Fast, John, he uses Albas on his Banshee, loves them. A couple other guys I know run them, and they have never had problems. They're on the cheaper side of A-arms, though, which always kind of sketches me out, but I've heard nothing but good things about them. There's the engine in there. I like the way... I don't know who Stoney is. I'm assuming he does good work. He seems like a notable builder, but I like the way that he signs his motors, and I just think it looks trick. So we got that all together. Got the DRW case saver on there. Gotta love DRW. Moving on to the front, it's got the Tusk bumper on the front. I see he's lifting some weights, man. And it's coming along. Really clean, man. You'd never know the frame was tweaked. I think he's got an Alba steering stem on there and bar clamps. He's got an extended swing arm. I think it's plus 4 inches. Coming together nice, though. Now he's got these brand new plastics. These are from Vito's. I'm not sure if Vito's plastics are aftermarket. I think they are. But they look just like the OEM plastics. So he's fitting up the plastics. I'm not sure, though, because I wouldn't think they would sell them with the warning labels. So maybe Vito's just sells OEM plastics. I'm not 100% sure. But right here with the tape and the marker, he's marking this off so he can cut the fenders. Same exact way I do it with tape and a Sharpie. So there's before the cut and after the cut. Pretty sleek. Looks like nice, clean cuts. They match on both sides. Now, this is cool, kind of cool here. He kind of left these almost looking like bat wings. I think he leaves them. I don't know. Maybe he goes back and rounds them out. But I kind of like the look. It kind of gives it like a more wicked look. I like that. But I just wanted to point that out because it's kind of like one of those small things you might not notice at first glance. I think that looks neat. There's the Tusk axle. Everything is super clean. Yeah, I still see the points. I think he left them. It looks good, though. He's got these AC Nerf bars. Those are nice Nerf bars, man. With the heel guards and the stainless pegs. I need to get me a set of those, dude. The Nerf bars on my Banshee are the AC Nerf bars with aluminum pegs that are integrated in. And they're so worn down, they can't be replaced. You'd have to cut them off and, like, weld new ones on or weld stainless ones on them or something. There's a shot from the side. And now he's got the graphics on there. Rocky Mountain ATV MC graphics. It looks good, man. I really like it. This quad looks, if you guys saw the Rocky Mountain Banshee, it looks a lot like theirs, but I think they run the exact same graphics and bumper. So that and the yellow plastic, so that's why. So here's a shot of it all finished up for the first round. He does some more mods. It looks clean, man. I saw he's got the billet crossover in there. Upgraded the covers, the water pump cover. I like his thumb throttle cover there. And up there's a hydraulic clutch on there. I see that. ODI grips. Some tubies. Those tubies sound great, man. Nice skid plate on the back. And the DRW case saver is like kind of incognito. You almost can't even see it in there behind that nice billet stator cover. And here's a video of him ripping in this condition. Gotta love that sound, man. I know the neighbors do. We gotta watch that again, dude. Oh wait, wrong one. Yeah. You gotta love it, man. All right, now moving on, he switches to the 2-into-1 system from Trinity for carburetors. I don't know if you can see it back here. It's their billet 2-into-1, and he's got the single carburetor. You can see it right here. So it basically just takes the need for 2 carburetors and puts it into a single port, and that way you only have to run 1 carburetor. Definitely a cleaner design, definitely the much easier to tune. And here's a little panning over the engine. There it is, man. It's got the V-Force 4 reeds in there. Now he's got, looks like he had a new thumb throttle. I think that's a GPI radiator, I'm not sure. And there it is, with the plastics and everything on there. It's got the Scat Trax band. Now it's looking good. Really clean build. Some shots of the motor. He's got the billet clamps on the Tumis too. It's just a very clean build. Nice. Sweet. There it is out in the yard, man. Clean looking bike. He's also got these, I forget what kind of bead locks these are. They are in the mods list, but he does have a set of bead locks also. Really clean looking. I think it looks better with the sand tires though. And he also has a set of black plastics. These are kind of like his show plastics. So he'll go riding with the yellow plastics, and then if he wants it to look really clean, he's got the black plastics here. You can see his Pops Banshee in the back. It's really cool. They have like, it's like father-son Banshees, and they're both, you know, kind of matching. They have the same graphics kit, but one's blue and white, and the other one's black and gray. He's got the blue frame on his Pops, the black frame on this one. Just 2 really nice quads. Here's a clip, pretty much in its like show condition. I don't know, man. I'm torn between the yellow and the black plastics. I kind of like the yellow plastics. Those Sun F tires, too. If you guys have used those before, let me know. They kind of look like GBCs. Really inexpensive, though. Those Tumis sound great, man. That was like a tease. But yeah, those Sun F tires, I've heard really good things about them, and they're not even like inexpensive. They're like very inexpensive. Here's another shot out in the grass, in the street. Looks clean, man. Next to that YZ, really is a nice quad. That's awesome, dude. This is like the kind of thing, if you walked into somebody's garage and you saw this, you'd be like, damn, man. 2 clean Banshees. Okay, so now these are some bonus pictures he included of his Pops build. There's not too many of them, but this is that Illusion Blueberry frame that they powder coated. There's the engine. You can see it's got a blue anodized cool head. I'm not sure what brand that is. Got the blue lines on there. That's a great grab bar. I really like that. Nice clean quad. So here they are out in the snow, and we got a couple clips. That's awesome, dude. Awesome pictures. Got the Banshee crew going. Got a Warrior there hanging out. Just imagine what these sound like going down the road, dude, ripping in the snow. Probably screaming. And we got father and son on their Banshees. That's what's up, dude. So here's a shot of him ripping in the snow, dude. This thing sounds great. Dude, how can you not love the sound of a Banshee? Yeah. Dude, that's got fun written all over it, dude. And here's a shot of his Pops and his both running together. They both sound and look great, man. All right, man, so 2 really clean Banshees. I love that he built it alongside of his Pop, or at least with the help of his Pop. I love hearing father-son stories, and the fact that they both have Banshees and actually ride together. That just makes the story more awesome. Really, really cool quads. You guys will have to let me know in the comments section below what you think of these Banshees, how you would build them differently. So now I'll give you my 2 cents on if I would do anything differently for this quad. Now, I'll kind of take into consideration what this quad was built for, like how it was built. So it's not going to be like, oh, well, I would put a plus 12 swing arm on it and, shear out of frames and a 421, like, that'd be a totally different quad. But for a machine like this, that's kind of like basically a general purpose fast quad, I think he's got the plus 4 swing arm on there and stuff. And it's still, a trailable quad. It's not like something that's all drag racing or, a single purpose kind of Banshee. Because you guys, Banshee guys, they go all over the map with types of Banshees that you can build. Some of them don't even look like Banshees when they're done. So keeping that in mind, for a good all-around Banshee, I think they did a really good job. There are a couple things that I would change. The one being the 2-into-1 carb. Now, I don't know that there's really anything bad about the 2-into-1. A lot of people love those things, and it's one of those kind of like controversial issues. Like if you go in a Banshee forum, you'll see people asking about the 2-into-1, is it better? And you'll have some guys saying, oh, it's great for down low torque, it's superior to the 2 carbs no matter what. And then you'll have guys saying the other school of thought that you can't get better than 2 carbs. But from my research and knowledge on motors and how they work, I do believe that 2 carbs are always better than 1 from a performance standpoint. And I don't think the margin of difference is that great. But especially for top end, I believe the 2 carbs will always yield better power. Now, I could be wrong there, but from what I know, I do believe the two carbs are better. But that being said, for most people, probably the difference would be negligible. This quad is still, I guarantee, an animal, and it's probably super fun. And plus, you're going to save space in between the pipes, so it's going to be easier to tune things. It's going to be easier to fit a filter in there and stuff. tuning's just going to be easier. You only have one carb instead of two. So, I mean, I can't really knock that. That's just something that I would do differently. I do like the chrome Yamaha thumb throttle that he had on there originally before he put the 2-in-1. It looks like he switched it to like a red billet one. I like the first one better. And there was something else too. Oh, the hydraulic clutch. So if you guys followed my Banshee build, I do have the same hydraulic high mech clutch on my Banshee. So I do like that clutch. It's not bad. It makes the clutch pull way easier. That's for sure. But the only thing I've noticed is that it kind of tends to drag and walk. So, or fade, I guess you could say. So, I mean, it works fine. If you pull the clutch in, it will sit there. But if you're sitting there holding the clutch and revving the engine, it does tend to want to grab a little bit. And, you know, I wasn't sure if that was a clutch plate thing or something else in my clutch system. But I've talked to quite a few people now that have that same system and other hydraulic systems. And apparently that is a notorious thing where, specifically with drag racing, where like at the starting line, when you're revving up the motor and stuff, they can tend to grab a little bit. And I noticed when I drag raced mine, that was an issue, especially the hotter the clutch plates get and they expand and stuff. That clutch just doesn't have the adjustability to be able to sit there and rev the motor and not have the clutch plates grab it all. So, I mean, for a trail quad, it definitely does make pulling the clutch really easy. But I think if you have a really good system, like I imagine you can get a torque drive system like I have in my 250R from Recluse on the Banshee. That is actually what I'm planning to do with my Banshee. That's a whole nother story, but I would probably do away with the hydraulic system, keep a simple cable system, and do the lightest springs I possibly can with a system, like I said, like the torque drive that's still going to hold. It should be able to hold the power of a Banshee like this, no problem. Still have a really easy clutch pull. You don't even have to worry about the hydraulic system. Other than that, though, I think it's a really clean build. I really like the ATV or the Rocky Mountain graphics. I think it looks really clean. It almost has an OEM look. I like the black and chrome look and the yellow. I just think it's a classic looking Yamaha Banshee. I think it's like modern and old school at the same time. I think they did a beautiful job. I think the +4 swing arm is going to be perfect for keeping the front end down, but it's still short enough to be able to take it through the trails and everything, and you could still rip a nice wheelie on it. So I think it's awesome, man. So that's going to wrap this one up. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let Ryan know what you think of his Banshee. You can tell he put a lot of work into this thing. And if you're interested in sending your bike in for Bike of the Week, please shoot me a DM at MichaelSabo350. I do get a ton of submissions, guys. So I appreciate all the submissions, but I cannot get to all of them. So if I don't respond to your message, I apologize, man, but I do appreciate your submission. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for this one. I will see you guys next week. I have a lot of stuff that I'm working on in the background. Some people have been asking questions like, why is he 125, 400EXs? I'm working on some stuff, guys. There's going to be some cool stuff coming out. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.